Welcome Senator Darlene Graham to the Senate Judiciary Committee. We all miss your brother and our friend, Lindsay. I can't tell you how many times we worked together, but it was always a joy. I see you bring a little different flavor to the Graham family participation. I don't see any cans of Coke Zero in front of you, and I don't believe your brother would attend any session that didn't include him. But thank you so much for being with us, and we want to work with you as we worked with your brother. Every meeting of the Senate Judiciary Committee has a necessary starting point, and today was no exception. Before we can talk about anything else, we've got to talk about Jack Smith. Jack Smith is the political punching bag of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Jack Smith, that special counsel who was looking for foreign influence on American elections, whether there was any wrongdoing with classified documents. Jack Smith, let's go get him. Wouldn't it be interesting if we could just call him before this committee, put him under oath, demand the answers? Well, he's offered to come before this committee now, I think, for 6 months. We wrote to the chairman and said, bring him in. Instead of talking about him, bring him in. Ask these questions under oath. And if he perjures himself, he'll be held responsible. But he apparently thinks that he can handle himself and would like to come before the committee. We can't do that because we got to keep punching him. And if you got to punch him and he's already answered the question, it's tough. So for some reason, this majority of the Senate Judiciary Committee would rather punch Jack Smith verbally before every session than actually get direct answers from him under oath. He's still available, and he should be called on that situation. To call this agreement that was signed by Blanche when it came to the Trump family commonplace, that was the word the chairman used, commonplace. Commonplace for the federal government to say to any individual, we will forever discharge you from any criminal liability involving the tax code and more. And to do that and to say that that is commonplace, it is far from commonplace. It is so unique that a federal judge in Florida has spelled out the fact that this was extraordinary treatment and raises serious ethical questions. Let me also say about blanket pardons. The president retired the trophy on blanket pardons, if you'll remember. His first day in office, he pardoned everyone who assaulted the Capitol, the insurrectionists who came in here with the design to tear up this building, to assault our police officers, and to stop the process of counting the votes in the 2020 election. They did that. He had to remove the vice president from the Senate chamber. The Secret Service thought his future was in doubt if he stayed there under the circumstances. So President Trump, first day in office in the second term, gives a blanket pardon to every one of those insurrectionists for whatever they did, assaulting police officers, beating them up, all the things that they did. I don't think that that is easily explained or dismissed. Whether Biden was right with his pardons, I'll leave it to you to make your own judgment. But to say the president's pardon of these cop beaters is somehow excusable because of that is just not the same. I want to take a moment to respond to the claim that Todd Blanche's confirmation hearing, Democrats had never criticized the Biden Justice Department actions. This is simply and provably false. When I was chair of this committee, we held regular oversight hearings, a rarity now. The hearings covered the Justice Department, the FBI, and other DOJ components. And I frequently criticized the Justice Department and compelled Department of Justice officials, my own party, to answer for their actions. Take a few examples. I called Biden DOJ officials to testify on the misuse of FISA Section 702. I called FBI Director Wray to testify about the FBI's mistreatment of Olympic gymnasts who were sexually abused. We had multiple hearings on the implementation of the First Step Act signed into law by President Trump and successfully pushed Attorney General Garland to bring new leadership to the Bureau of Prisons. In fact, before this administration, it wasn't unusual for senators of both parties to criticize the Justice Department and call for the Attorney General to maintain his independence from the president. During his confirmation hearing, Republican members lectured Merrick Garland, and they said, what we need from our next Attorney General, the Republicans said, more than anything else, independence. And the Attorney General, quote, must be willing to stand up to the president, my Republican colleagues said, and say no when the office demands it. I agree with them. But I don't hear that tune when it comes to this administration. Attorney General Garland bent over backwards to be apolitical. He appointed a career prosecutor as independent special counsel to oversee the investigations of the former president, and he delegated charging decisions and day-to-day supervision to the special counsel to avoid potential conflicts of interest. Now we have a president who claims, and I quote him, absolute right to do what I want with the Justice Department, end of quote, and is seeking, quote, retribution, his words, against the enemy within. He tweets out orders to the Department of Justice to prosecute his political opponents, and Republicans go radio silent and look at their shoes. I'm old enough to remember when Republicans claimed a chance 30-minute meeting on the airport tarmac between former President Clinton and Attorney General Lynch was damning evidence of collusion between Obama White House and the Justice Department. 30 minutes on the tarmac. But Republicans expressed no concern that Vice President Vance is leading lengthy strategy sessions with Todd Blanche and Kash Patel in the White House Situation Room on how to protect Donald Trump from the Epstein file scandal. Everything we've heard from Todd Blanche at his hearing last week and his response to written questions, which my colleague will address, indicates that if confirmed as Attorney General, Blanche will continue to serve the interest of Donald Trump, not the American people. He defended his decision to collude with Trump's private lawyers to establish a $2 billion slush fund for January 6 cop beaters and give Trump, his family, and his businesses immunity from criminal tax laws. He continues to claim that the slush fund is, quote, dead, but refuses to commit any tangible step to ensure that it cannot be revived. As one committee member, Senator Cornyn, pointed out, the text of the settlement agreement says only parties to the agreement can modify its terms, and Trump and his family could sue to enforce the agreement. This is Contracts 101, as one of the witnesses of the outside panel yesterday said. Blanche also failed to address the inconsistency between his claims about IRS immunity and the deal's actual language. He claimed the deal applies only to Trump. That's what Blanche told us, his sons, and the Trump organization. But the senator from Texas also noted the language of the agreement also covers, quote, related or affiliated individuals, close quote, including, quote, related companies, affiliates, and subsidiaries. It goes way beyond what Blanche told us. Blanche also claimed at the hearing that the immunity order binds only the IRS and, by extension, the Treasury. But the language of the order covers other agencies or departments.